Hello and good morning. Welcome to AM Prime on WESN. I am your host, Jada McLeod. Naomi is not with us this morning. She'll be back with us from next week, and we are so excitedly awaiting her return. But today is Friday. It is Feel Good Friday. We have a lot of feel good stories coming up for you today. And this morning, we have somebody in studio with us who's about to tell us something that's going to make all of our days brighter, because it's about good work being done. So today, we're shining a light on a project that's creating real opportunities for young people and artists right here in Trinidad and Tobago, specifically in East Trinidad, but I'm sure it can happen anywhere. At Wilson Field, a new space has just opened, the Eastern Cultural Exchange and Homework Center. But this isn't just a building, it is a launch pad. From Five Rivers and Laventille to Rima, and even institutions like the Youth Training and Rehabilitation Center and the St. Jude Home for Girls, this center is offering training in hospitality, arts, entertainment, and linking young people to internship opportunities all over the world. Joining us to help us understand and to share this vision, the impact and the future of this initiative, is one of the men pillaring behind the scenes of it all, Mr. Stephen Edwards. Stephen, welcome.
Hi, thank you so much for having me, Jada. And I want to say a warm welcome and thank you for your viewers who have AM Prime, who are watching live and who might be streaming. I have a few friends outside, telling me that they're always streaming. So thanks so much for having me this morning.
It's an absolute pleasure to have you, and I love your gown.
Oh, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Is Emancipation every day?
Actually, no. This was custom made. So
Just a silent flex on us all. Custom made. I love that. You look really nice.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Right, so let's just get into what sparked this idea in the first place. Because how involved are you? Were you there from the beginning, or did you come on board afterwards?
Okay, so the Eastern Cultural Exchange and Homework Center is a fairly new occurrence, but it's just when God put things in the right place at the right time. So my background is that I have always been working with at-risk youth, right? And we've been doing that through theater and technology. And so when I met with Janelle Ruth Edwards, no relation, but I'm sorry she couldn't be here today, and hopefully she'll be here next week whenever we come again. It was really serendipitous, because what I have found over the years is that even though we might take persons from at risk to at promise, we need to have a situation where we could take them to at success. So for instance, I'll give you a little bit about a success story that we have. We have a young lady called Felicia King, right? She came from Gonzales. She had a really, really rough upbringing. And I would have met her in a camp raising a dry coconut. Plain. And so I was like, this young lady has something about her. And we stuck with her, we worked with her. Felicia would now go on to be a nominated First Citizens Bank Sports Lady of the Year. She would have been on the, I think, captain of the Trinidad and Tobago hockey team. She would have gotten a scholarship to Long Island University and gone there to play. She would have, in Long Island University, she would have received her master's in criminal justice. She's back in Trinidad, she's married, she has a child, and now she's still getting difficulties to get a job. That's reality.
Yeah.
And so at the Eastern, this is where this becomes so important, because they are now providing opportunities for persons in the hospitality and entertainment industry, and not just the industry, but the value supply chain. So whether it is into IT, whether into, and they're giving opportunities all over the world, and places like Singapore, Thailand, Qatar, Dubai, so that's a real wonderful opportunity. So what I want to be able to do now is, when I have my new, participants or beneficiaries in the program, and we will be working alongside them to be able to bring them from that level straight on to be able to have internships and job opportunities and that kind of stuff. So I'm very, very excited. The other thing that I'm very excited about is that I am also really, really big on Trinidad and Tobago culture getting exposed. So I'm a theater producer, theater and movie producer, writer, director, actor. I also train a lot of persons. again, when you train a lot of persons to write and act and direct, where are they showcasing these things? Yeah. And at the center, right, we have a stage there that we just had a show, right, that those new writers and directors, people like Nadine Roach, people like Sheila McIntosh, right, I hope I get that right, wrote some really powerful pieces, and the public came out and really appreciated that. So for me, that's a big thing. Because in the East, we have a lot of talent. We have Bungie, we have Benjai, we have Destra, we have Maximus. You know, we have Joel Joseph, who does theater. Well, you know, myself, Raymond, you know, God rest his soul, was from the East. Richard Raghubar Singh. So we have a plethora of talent coming from the East, but we don't have any venue. So, you know, one of the nice things about that is that the venue is affordable. You get, they help with marketing your shows for new persons, and even like, so you get a mix of experience and embryonic artists working together. So, you know, that's a really exciting thing, and that has not been happening in Trinidad for quite some time. So it's really, really great to have an opportunity to be a part of that. It's
almost as if the center is a fulfillment of what the work you've been working on from before.
Yes.
Because it's like it started, and I love how you said add promise, take them from at risk to add promise, then to add success.
Add success.
I love that. Yeah. So you kind of jumped on, as it was building, from Miss Edwards, as it was building.
So she would have built out the stage, and you know, I mean, and we have to really give props to some of the persons who would have come on in the early thing, like Dalton Brown, Andre's Engineering Consultancy, I want to get that right. NW Prime Hardware, TNZ Home Improvement, those persons would have come on and assisted to have things set up. And so we're very, very grateful for that. So what my role really is to do the theater, and so now we have a home where we can now take in persons who might be at risk, you know, whether it is we work with YTRC, places like St. Jude, Five Rivers Secondary, and we have a place that they could be trained, but not just trained, but take what you have learned and actually do something with it. And for me, that's one of the most exciting things, because there are actual shows going to be happening there. We had a showcase there recently, which was very well received, and we want more and more artists to, you know, take up that opportunity, because it's going to be cheaper than what you're accustomed renting. It's modular, so if you want to bring your own music, your own people, they welcome that. And the cost, what you pay for probably, you know, 1 day in other venues, you get 4 days and rehearsal days free there. So that's to me, you know, a really, really wonderful opportunity for artists to be able to say, okay, I want to do my own show, right? There's nothing now stopping you from doing your own show. You know, the barrier of price is down. You know, the barrier of marketing is down. So it's a wonderful opportunity, and I can't wait for things to just really pop off.
For sure. I mean, it sounds amazing to me. Sometimes when I hear something so amazing, I'm immediately thinking about when the other shoe is going to drop. Because this is something that in Trinidad I really hope that we can preserve, because it's an initiative that it sounds amazing, and it sounds like it's going to help a lot of people. And most of all, other than helping people, protecting local culture.
Yes.
That is very important.
Yes.
We do not focus enough on local culture.
Yes.
Okay, so I wanted to talk about why at-risk youth, why you specifically work with at-risk youth. Why is that important to you?
Okay, so me specifically, my story really starts in church, right? So I really worked with a lot of young people in church, and because, you know, they wouldn't come out to church, but if you have a play, you know, they tend to come out and things like that. And at the time, my wife and I were pregnant with my first son, so we moved, right, from the church, and we were living somewhere else. And there was a young man who was a part of the program, and at the age of 17 years old, they called him out of his house, put him to knee long, and they shot him through his head. And that really was the turning point for me, because, you know, he was a part of the group, and I know that when he was in the group, he wasn't given trouble. So I really saw that, you know, what I did was literally saving lives. And since then, I've never really looked back. You know, it has been my life's purpose, really, to really, because there's nothing more gratifying in life to see somebody who has been written off by society and to see them win, and you get to be a part of that journey. Yeah. So I think for me, that is why I always, you know, would always have, not that that's the only thing that I do, but there's a sore spot for at-risk youth that I would always have because of that incident. Yeah.
That is lovely. It's your life's work, your life's purpose.
Yeah.
When we talk about transformation of the youth from, say, someone's in a situation where they maybe grew up in an abusive households, and you take them from there, what is the first step to getting their attention?
The thing is, it's called unconditional positive regard. You see, all of us, right, have done things in our past that we are not proud of. And when they come to the program, the first thing that they know is that your past doesn't define you. So they get a clean slate. When we do have persons enter in the program, I have no idea of the history of the person. So I'm just dealing with you from this point on. All your attitudes, the same Felicia King that I told you about was one of the rudest young girls I have ever met in my life. And today, to see what she has become, to see she has become an ambassador for the country and that kind of stuff, you know, that says something. But you give people that chance to say, hey, this is a safe space. And regardless of what you've been through, you're here now to be on a journey that is going to take you to live the best of your life. You know, and that's the first thing. You see that? And then you start now bringing them into a culture of family and a culture of safety and a culture of love. And that now begins to shape the person. So you find like now they have more consideration on the choices that they make. And I believe that if we do more of those programs, we'll see a huge reduction in crime, because there's a huge disconnect in the persons who are perpetrating the crime and the victims. Sorry. Because I have a personal experience with an older gentleman who's one of my best friend's dad, you know, who mentored me. And some young men came in the house, and he's now in his 70s, and they hit him with a gun butt. Now, for you to watch an old man and hit him with a gun butt, it means you have no relation of grandparents. You haven't had that in your life. You haven't had somebody to really look at you and really, because I grew up with my grandparents. So just the mere fact of even shouting at an older person is out of the question. You know, out of the question. But there's a huge disconnect between love and family and relations and this new generation, because a lot of them are just left to grow up by themselves or left for the screen to, you know, to mind them. And it's unfortunate, but it's the reality of what we live. You couple that now with a lack of opportunity, and all they see is that you have and I don't have. You know, whatever you do to get it, and you know, I don't want to be too controversial here. But when you have a country that it's not run on merit, and you know that a lot of corruption happens, right? You have a society now that say, well, yeah, well, however you get it, you mostly do something corrupt to get it, so I get it from you. So, you know, we had a saying a long time, thief from thief, you know, and it does make God laugh. But if we continue in a society like this, and we always live as though there's scarcity, and that's why I love what the Eastern cultural exchange is doing, because they're now creating opportunities outside. You're creating opportunities, so more finances are coming in.
Yeah.
Somebody who's living in Dubai now, when they send money back home, people could live. You have more money coming into the economy.
So what do those links look like? Like, how do you build those relationships? Is it Trinidadians living in Dubai, living in Thailand, or?
Oh, no, well, it's when you go through the programs, right, what there would be internships, right, and there will be contract labor as well. So what they're doing is they're partnering with organizations that have these opportunities outside there. So you who coming into the program now, you get contract jobs depending upon your education, right? You get internships in different parts of the world. And I'll tell you something. Because we live in Trinidad, we don't have any idea of scale. So for instance, we will think, all right, meet me in the Burger King in Tunapuna, right? Probably have one Burger King in Tunapuna. If you're in the States, right, let's just say in a local place, and you tell them, or let's say, okay, meet me by the Burger King in Utica. It might say have about 5 Burger King. You understand? So in terms of scale, we don't have that idea of how big the world really is.
When you spoke about scarcity, that's the thing that came to my mind immediately. People don't know just how not scarce things are.
Exactly.
We complain about things being oversaturated, or I can't go into that because there's too many people. You're not even thinking. You just have to carve a specific, unique thing for yourself.
Right.
And you can take that to heights you never imagined.
Jada, let me share something with you, right? I do coaching, so obviously I get coaching myself, right? Business coaching. And one of the things that I was able to go to was, there's this huge business coach called Myron Golden, right? I saw a man make $9 million in one day. Now, when you see that, Jada, you can't unsee that. There's nothing in your mind, and this is verified. You can't come up on this stage and receive this thing. $9 million in one day. When you see that, then you tell yourself, there's something wrong about what you've been taught from your country. There's something wrong. And this person isn't particularly gifted. They aren't particularly brilliant. This is not I wasn't wowed by what the person does. And you have people who baking cookies and doing different things, making millions of dollars. Why can't we do that in Trinidad and Tobago? It's a mindset. We are taught that everything is scarce. There's just a limited, and I think that one of the great things about having that experience outside there is going to bring back to those persons to a point of this country doesn't have to be like this.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
So, and then building on that point, Trinidad and Tobago has no shortage of challenges, financial. It's hard to get say US now, foreign now. Why is it important to keep investing in projects like this? I should say a short answer. Why is it important?
Because your society has to grow and benefit all, because then it will benefit none. And I say that to say, if you look at historically what was happening in like the French Revolution, where you had Marie Antoinette and the people were starving on the road, and they were eating cake and pelting food and that kind of stuff. And what happened was that the people at the floor just had enough, and they overthrew the government. And in every form of fashion, or it may not be as violent, that happens when you see that there's a constant abuse of power and abuse of resources, and it is going to turn on itself. And that's why you have young people now who will come into a person's house and they have no remorse for what they'll do, because it's like, you are one of those who have, and I don't have. And that's a very scary mentality to bring. So you're going to bring your society to halt. And all your stand your ground, all your dogs, all of these things. And I'm not a political person, right? I know people on both sides of the political arena, but at the end of the day, I'm for Trinidad and Tobago. And we have been blessed with culture, we've been blessed with talent. You know, forget oil and gas and all of those things, right? Beyond all of that, we as a people have something that is so unique to share with the world, but we are blinded. We don't have a local dish, we have a local menu. You can't call any one dish and call it, you know, that's our local dish, right? Trinidad and Tobago is the only place that you'll go and you'll see a Christmas tree in a Diwali Nagar. That's who we are. That's who we are. We will go by somebody for Eid, we will go by somebody for Diwali, we will go by somebody for Christmas. There's no place in the world that immerses in each other culture the way that we do. All we talk about when, you know, elections is over, we have never really had any violent elections. Governments change, governments come and go, you know, people have picong and that's it.
Yeah.
And we don't understand that's very, very unique to us. But look at our kids. Look at the television that they're watching. All of them talking with an accent that is not theirs.
That is a conversation I would like to get into, and I have to skip so many questions because I do need to begin to wrap. But this is a conversation that will be continued, and I'm hoping to continue it next week.
Definitely.
But we do need to wrap now. But if you could dream big, no limits, what would you want the center to become in?
Big, no limits.
Even bigger.
All right. And what was the question?
What would you want the center to become in the next 10 years?
A global phenomena that uses Trinidad and Tobago culture to shape attitudes and hearts of people. So, you know, when the center is at another place, you find that, you know, like in New York, people don't say good morning. You find people who say good morning now in New York, boy. How come? And that must be the impact that we have on the world. People are more considerate, people are more loving, people are more genuine. There's
a community that we have that just isn't replicated anywhere else.
It's nowhere.
Yeah. So thank you for coming in and sharing
Jada, it's
part
been
one.
Thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure to be here today.
Yeah, so in a time where like the headlines devastate us. Like I hate to go through the news, even though I am in news.
Yeah.
Because it's just amazing to see how uplifting this center, what you're doing, how it's gonna uplift people, how it's gonna make a positive influence in people's lives. We need it.
Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you for your work.
Thank you for having me here. It was really, really wonderful.
Beautiful, and I know the viewers are watching out there would consider this a great addition to our Feel Good Friday. So for anyone who wants to support, get involved, and learn more, how can they reach you?
Sure. They can contact me at 763-6603. That's 763-6603. And we are looking for corporate sponsors. We are looking for partners to, you know, really build out the center. And so, you know, we invite persons to come on board and make a better Trinidad and Tobago, and by extension, world.
I love that. We are going to keep an eye on this journey, and we speak much life into it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you again for coming on. To our viewers, we're just going to take a short break and we'll be right back with you. We are continuing with our Feel Good Friday stories, so stay tuned.
FanZone, your reliable, authentic supplier, has just gotten better. You can now visit our website www.fanzonett.com for your authentic wear and collectibles. The only place where you can use both your Visa debit and credit cards. Visit our website fanzonett.com to make your purchase today.
Take some time for yourself or spend some time with the family at Sandy Point Village Hotel. Enjoy our various studio and suite apartments, self-contained with their own kitchenettes and Wi-Fi. We also have our famous 100-foot swimming pool and our beachfront restaurant, the Steak and Lobster Grill. And our location in Crown Point puts us near the center of activity from the nylon pool to the local nightlife. Call us and make your reservations at 639-8533, 389-2378, or email us at sandypointvillagehotel@gmail.com.
Do you need treatment for obesity or any related abdominal procedures? The community hospital now offers minimally invasive laparoscopic surgery done by an American-trained, board-certified surgeon with over 20 years' experience. Give us a call at 235-5479 for more information.
The Community Hospital of Seventh-day Adventist,
where good private health care is affordable.
Low energy? Heart concerns? Migraines slowing you down? It's time to take control of your health. Join Wellness Unlocked, the series that brings expert advice and real solutions for a healthier you. In our latest episode, learn how Jameson CoQ10 can help support heart health, boost energy, and even reduce migraines. Get the science, the stories, and the steps to power up your health with CoQ10. Don't miss Wellness Unlocked. Watch now on WESN and start your wellness journey today.
Our award-winning show is back, and this season promises to be even more exciting than before. What's Up, Doc isn't just a title. It's a call to action for anyone who wants to improve their health and well-being. Join us on this thrilling ride towards better health on WESN Content Capital.
Money is something we all deal with, but how many of us truly understand it? What if you could make better decisions with your money? Decisions that secure your future, protect your family, and bring you peace of mind. I'm Darren Jacobs, and I'm here to help you make sense of your dollars. Welcome to Dollars and Cents, the show that breaks down the financial world in ways that matter to you. No jargon, no confusion, just real conversations about money, your money. So join me every Wednesday at 10 a.m. on WESN for Dollars and Cents.
Pastor J, I want to get a tattoo.
You really want
to me. Respond to me how you would respond to me.
The first question I would ask is why?
Controversial taboo topics.
We get so consumed by church, we forget that we have to live the life of being a Christian outside of the Sunday.
Like you say,
services.
we think going to a service makes us a Christian.
Exactly.
Yeah. Right. So here we are about to hear the second time Pastor J wanted to take a tattoo.
Would have been late last year and early this year.
Oh gosh.
Hope Unfiltered podcast with Pastor J and Ren.
As always, we appreciate you starting your day with us. Let's get into this morning's first conversation. Is the country's healthcare system more at risk more than ever? Why it has remained unaddressed for so long?
Political parties get lots of cash, big cash from financiers, and then when they get that now, you can't account for it.
But it's really the specialist nurses who we are in a greater shortfall for.
We can tap into the resources and have them, at least form some mentorship programs.
Highlight our food systems, and which will attract persons from all over the world to come and experience something that actually supports the local economy.
We're lucky that we have a vibrant legal system that allows change to take place, and it's not that matters are just swept under the carpet and discrimination is allowed to be perpetrated. A lot of people don't know that there were attempts to ban the carnival, suppress the carnival.
Good morning.
Welcome back to AM Prime this morning.
So how are you doing, Naomi? We had it last week. You weren't with us. But how was your week?
No, it was really good. It was really good. I did a training, so that was exciting for me. Well, I'm back now, so back to business.
We have big swimmer. So, she has like that duality about her, as an athlete and also a beautiful and wonderful news presenter.
Thank you.
So we have a couple topics that I actually wanted to talk about. And I know we were sharing a couple of videos back and forth before, but about aviation incidents, because I remember actually having a conversation with my mom. She was saying that it seems like more planes falling out of the sky these days.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
But is that actually true? Because recent weeks, months, we've seen sometimes very raw footage of aviation emergencies where full-size, huge, elephant-sized planes fall out of the sky due to a myriad of different issues. That's been all over social media. People are criticizing certain airlines. People have made memes and jokes about it. All these different things I've been seeing. But when we do the research, it seems that there isn't actually an increase. We just see, or it's reported by the media more. It seems like it's more. Mm-hmm. So according to the National Transportation Safety Board, the total number of aviation accidents is actually down compared to the same period last year, which doesn't seem real, because last year I wasn't seeing a bunch of planes falling out of the sky.
Yeah.
But now it feels like every other week there's some sort of accident.
And that just goes to show how much power the media holds. Yes. If the media doesn't report it, doesn't cover it, then
it's like it didn't happen. Yeah.
So it definitely highlights how much power and how important media is.
So when you said that perfectly, because that brings me to my second point, which is the point I wanted to make of perception distortion. So between reality and public fear is a product of perception distortion. I'm just going to read this out. When the frequency of dramatic coverage outweighs actual risk, in an era of instant uploads and viral clips, a single plane incident can dominate the news cycle for days, amplified across platforms with sensational headlines and emotional imagery. So remember when because I know we're nearing the end of our school era, but one of the first introductory courses that we would have received at our mutual school would have been the power of the media, yes, but the power of the media to distort information. Sometimes we were even encouraged, and I wouldn't say to who, but we were even encouraged to put the sensational headline out there and then write the story afterwards. So put the headline forth that's going to be maybe a little bit controversial. Yeah. And then people always complain that, why in the headlines never match the stories? Well, that's how we were taught.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember first hearing that and I was like, isn't that what we're supposed to not do? Yeah.
But because journalism and media is all about integrity, but really and truly there's a balance, there's a line, very thin line, and people, the persons who get into media, they learn that line from the jump. So whatever you see out there, it's not always what it seems. And that's what, as journalism students, you learn that initially before you get into anything else.
So that, another thing I wanted to read out, but it also brings up the point of media literacy, so psychologists note that the link of perception distortion is linked to availability heuristic. It's our tendency to judge how likely something is based on how easily we recall examples. So because images of aviation mishaps now spread worldwide within minutes, they stay fresh in the public's minds. So if you have every major news station covering the same story, basically the same lines, maybe one or two might have additional information, maybe a couple of interviews. It's the same thing, and it's over and over and over and over again for days. That's not how it's supposed to be. It's news. News is new. But if it's the same thing happening over and over and over again, it almost feels like, is there a conspiracy push to put something out there, one method of thinking out there? So it always confuses me as to why certain things can have so much media attention and can stay in the media for so long, versus things that are seemingly maybe even a little bit more important that don't get media attention.
And I think what also adds to it being so common now, or it seems to be so common now, that in the era of social media, and these plane crashes seem to be happening closer to more developed areas where people are, you know, like the recent one with the Air India, that crashed near a library. Or was it a training hospital? I think it was a training hospital, not a library. And it's like, it's around people. People have cell phones. They get it on camera. They post to social media, and now it's relevant. It's there. We're able to see it firsthand, whereas plane crashes, before you hear about it, but you don't see it.
But it was in the middle of Timbuktu.
Yeah.
And then they'd have
in a rainforest or in the ocean, and it's where there's nobody. But now it's happening in closer to home. It's happening in areas where there are people.
This brings up a thought of if it's supposed to be fear-mongering because it's around people more, so people are more scared of it happening to them. No, you can't catch me living near an airport. Heck no.
Yeah.
That
there's that saying, if you're afraid of something or you're afraid of something, you tend to see it more.
Maybe I am afraid of plane crashes because it's something that I guess people can survive, people have survived, but sometimes the chances are so slim. But it begs the question if it's a matter of fear-mongering. For my conspiracy theorists out there, you know, we're both the same. What do you guys think? You know, you can, again, engage with us in conversation on our YouTube, WESN CC, or you can WhatsApp us your thoughts at 682-9376, 682-9376. So if you're watching on the stream, WESN TV, WESN CC, go and leave your comments there and engage with us. But I also find it just really, this leads into the next point of media literacy, where we don't have enough of that. And right now, we don't only need media literacy, but AI literacy, because we are getting fooled left, right, and center by everything that a computer can put out there. If a computer, what if it's not even me talking to you right now, guys? What if it's not even Jada? Like, it could be AI. They could have recorded a video of me from before and put it and dressed me up a different way and put me in this seat and just put words into my mouth. Once they know my speech pattern, my tonality, you know, the things that I would most commonly say, how I would use my hands. It doesn't have to be me. How would you know? I'm speaking to the viewer right now. How would you know? So AI literacy is something that we need to focus on, not just as journalists, but as a general population. Because I remember there was that video of US President Donald Trump where it was an AI video, and they made it seem like he was saying one of these nasty things about...
A number of those came out within the past couple months, with not just Donald Trump, but other key figures, politicians, celebrities. It's a thing. I don't think it's anything brand new to say that people were unaware of it. And usually, I'm saying usually, because not all the time, but usually when you see it, you can tell that it's AI.
Sometimes, I don't know if you saw recently, I think it was, I won't name the magazine, but it was a magazine, and there was a model and everybody was like, oh, she's so pretty, she's so pretty, she's so pretty. She was AI, and if you looked at what the magazine said was generated by AI, so they're using artificial intelligence models as supermodels. People were saying it's to get away from paying actual models, but I mean, maybe that's one of the reasons. But I didn't know, personally, when I watched it, I was like, oh, she's really beautiful. It's AI.
Yeah.
It's a computer, Naomi. It's a computer. And this is me, somebody who, again, is a fan of AI, is a fan of what it can do, but also I'm getting fooled, even though I do spend a significant amount of time in study of AI, I was fooled as well.
Yeah.
It's only like in the fine print, they were like generated by AI. That is crazy. And I feel like I'm becoming old, because it's like, what has the world become? That's what my mom always used to say. Now, am I becoming my mother? But yeah, the media literacy does matter. I mean, I think we were supposed to focus on that before AI, but we might have to kind of double up on the two. But being media literate means recognizing that not all coverage reflects proportional risk. So dramatic doesn't mean frequent.
Yes.
Dramatic is planes falling out of the sky. It doesn't mean it's happening frequently. In fact, it suggests, not suggest, shows that it happened less than previous years. Algorithms shape what you see, so viral clips are pushed to your feed because they grab attention, not because they represent everyday reality. So the random social media video you see of somebody getting their butt whooped, or some fight that's breaking out, maybe a politician doing something untoward, it's because it will grab your attention, not necessarily because that's what happens every day. The reason why Parliament runs smoothly every week is because people know how to conduct themselves. But the occasional moment where Minister XYZ says something to Minister ABC and it's a bit controversial, that's what gets pushed out there, and then we question the sanctity, we question the appropriateness of our Parliament. But it runs smoothly all of the other weeks. So this just was 1 week, one moment in time, one person or two persons that did something a bit untoward. But it doesn't mean that you need to question the legitimacy of our system in that manner. And then lastly, statistics offer balance. So official safety data often paints a very different picture than the news cycle. And I am saying this, we are saying this as journalists, because sometimes within a news cycle there are different, not for all media stations, but there are different factors that go into what gets put out there. You know, even though you as a journalist, you did 6 or 7 stories and you present it to your editor then gets to choose what gets published. So, and then the editor is also, they're influenced by a myriad of the other different things, you know, money, bosses, what's current, what's on the agenda for the season, for the quarter. So different things cause the news cycle to be different. So always when you are watching news, watch different news stations to get a proper
and that is also to help you as the consumer or the viewer to be able to make informed decisions based on the news that is being put out. And it also helps to, you know, you can now making those informed decisions and being a responsible participant or responsible consumer of media information. And that is why, as Jada said, watching different news stations or different broadcasts helps with that, because watching certain stations, certain media houses tend to be biased to a certain situation, biased to a certain person. These things happen, and it's not on purpose, so it just happens, right? Politics, all of it. So watching different news stations or getting your information from various sources helps in making those informed decisions for yourself as a consumer based on the information that's being put out.
And that was well said.
Yeah.
The only thing that I would have wanted to add would be if there's a certain type of information. So if a news cycle says planes are crashing more, all you have to do is hold it up to actual security data, right? So go and check for yourself. Yes, the news can tell you certain things, and most likely it's going to be something that is true, or there is truth in it. But take that and hold it up to actual data. They report on the financial goings of the country, hold it up to an actual annual report, that sort of a thing. Check for yourself. That is how you become a responsible media consumer.
And just to give a perfect example, so we've been seeing, like the start of this conversation, we've been seeing or feeling like there have been an increase in plane crashes, right? But the actual data states that the overall number of accidents remains within historical norms, right? Which is, like we said, it's shocking to see this now. And flying is still statistically safe, right? And this is because there have been an increase in media attention and discussions around plane crashes recently. So it feels like there's been more, right? But this just goes, this was a perfect example in that media literacy and trying to understand where you're getting the information and then how you can make informed decisions and do your own research to fact check what you get or what you consume.
You have to look at it from all angles. Even as journalists, because even though we are most likely the persons on the front line of breaking news, when we report it to you, news is never without bias. That's another thing that we first learned when we first got to school, is news is never without bias. You even have the journalist bias in what they report. So the person is coming from the news who's giving the news, and then the person who's reporting the news, and then when it reaches to you, you have your own bias. And anything in between, everything comes with bias. So therefore, don't use it as a suggestion. It's your responsibility as a media consumer, as someone who wants to stay current, who wants to stay up on the trends and up on what's going on in your country and in the world, to ask yourself some questions. What's the actual scale of the story? If it's only 2 stations reporting it versus if all of the stations are reporting it, what's driving the story? Is it newsworthy because of frequency or because of how dramatic it looks? Who benefits from the clicks? Most likely, it's not you as the consumer, all right? The news is there. I mean, not all stations, I'll be very honest, not all stations, but for the most part, especially the bigger ones, who benefits from the clicks? Media outlets and platforms profit from high engagement. So money, profits, not you. And then what is missing? That's a very important question to ask. I probably should have stated it first. If you never see positive stories, your perception will skew towards danger. So whatever you consume, and we all know this, whatever you consume is what you will meditate on over and over and over and over again. So if you're only consuming stories of dread and fear and scarcity and poverty.
There's actually a term for that. When you're learning media communications, I will tell you guys as soon as I remember. But there's a term for that, and I think it's good to mention it.
Yeah, it's falls in line with it. But yeah, what's missing from a story? Ask yourself those questions. Ask yourself those questions. Again, it's what's the actual scale, what's driving the story, who benefits from the clicks, and what is missing. It's a very important question. So yeah, remember, air travel remains one of the safest forms of transportation in human history. It's been checked and checked again, and after that, checked one more time. The real turbulence often comes not from the flight itself, but from the way rare mishaps are packaged, repeated, and shared for maximum impact. So you also have to watch yourself when you receive a video of a plane crash and you're sharing it with the caption, all these planes falling out the sky, all these planes falling out the sky. You're also aiding in that fear-mongering. So do your own research for yourself and make sure to check yourself when it is that you come across certain information. Before you share it, check to see if it is actually true. And you may not have as much access to resources as journalists have in terms of fact-checking, but you can do a Google search to see how often things happen, maybe read a couple of articles, and then of course, not only do you know you have the answer to your questions, you become a little bit more well-read, a little bit more learned in everything, because you're reading more about information that is important. So by approaching aviation headlines with a media literate mindset, we can keep our fear, my fear, in check and our perspective grounded. Because I remember when the first big story, I think of the plane that had fell out of the sky, I think all of the passengers, very unfortunately would have perished in a big fire. I had a flight coming up a couple of weeks after that. I did not want to go on that flight. It was that crash happened quite in, I don't know where it happened, but it happened quite far. And I was living in Trinidad. I did not want to go on a Caribbean Airlines flight or an American Airlines flight. I did not want to go. And that's coming from somebody that I knew the truth. I knew that, it's not that it was happening so commonly. It was just something that was being reported more. And I still didn't want to go. Yeah. So I am somebody that has that fear as well. So I'm sure that you do as well. So remember, check your facts, and check yourself.
So I got the term. It's called an algorithmic echo chamber. So this is what, and we had a conversation probably last week, where we were talking about the algorithm, social media, and because the discussion was the importance around social media, and we highlighted the algorithm and why, when you watch something that you're interested in over a period of time, you tend to see more of it on your feed. right? So that's the same thing that Jada is talking about. And so that echo chamber it emphasizes how personalized feeds can create a situation where users are primarily exposed to information and opinions that confirm their existing beliefs, potentially limiting exposure to diverse viewpoints, which hits the nail on the head in this conversation, because if you are constantly worried about plane crashes and it has become a fear of yours because of what the media is putting out, you are watching it to get updates, to see when it's happening, what else is happening, how many times it happened this week, this month. You're going to see it. It's always going to show up on your feed. Every time the media reports on a plane crash, it's going to show up, because this is now what you have been watching or you have been into. And it's now part or in that filter bubble, that echo chamber, your echo chamber.
Exactly. I could not have said it better myself. So again, watch what it is that you're watching. Yeah. So we're actually going to take a short break and we will be right back with you. We have a very exciting conversation happening up next, so stay tuned.
KDM Health Limited says, test yourself for STDs in the privacy of your own home. Our self-help test kits for all STDs are available at our wholesale office in Chaguanas. Call 283-1423. Visit our website at www.kdmhealthtt.com or email us at kdmhealthlimited@gmail.com to place your orders. Available at all health institutions and pharmacies. Contact us for a free list of products and prices.
Welcome to ASTI, Advanced Solutions Technical Institute. We offer hands-on training in drone technology, fiber optics, hybrid, security, business support, and more. Our programs are built to equip you with real-world skills for today's evolving industries. Get certified, get hired, and take your career to the next level with ASTI. Call 778-2135 or email info@astitnt.com. ASTI, where learning meets opportunity.
Our award-winning show is back, and this season promises to be even more exciting than before. What's Up, Doc isn't just a title, it's a call to action for anyone who wants to improve their health and well-being. Join us on this thrilling ride towards better health on WESN Content Capital.
We are tackling the hard-hitting topics, some controversial topics, some topics we sweep under the rug. You don't always have to forgive in a relationship for it to move forward.
If it is you are in a situation where you forgive the person, but to the detriment of yourself, what are you really doing?
It is very uncommon for somebody in the younger age group to have dementia.
Atheists don't not believe.
Is that I can't disprove God, but you also can't prove God, so we cannot a stalemate.
You'll focus on the woman who's being the victim,
right,
or the man who's being the victim. We exclude the children.
Folks are trying to study the underlying brain mechanism to figure out how does this particular disorder happen in the brain? How is the brain processing this?
Don't worry about AI, worry about humans working with AI.
Are you willing to learn new skills to stay relevant for the future job market? That's the challenge that people are going to struggle with.
I want to get a tattoo.
You really
respond
wanna
to me.
respond
Respond to
to
me
you?
how you would respond to me.
The first question I'll ask is why?
Controversial taboo topics.
We get so consumed by church, we forget that we have to live the life of being a Christian outside of the Sunday.
Like you say,
services, yeah.
we think going to a service makes us a Christian.
Exactly.
Yeah. Right. So here we are about to hear the second time Pastor J wanted to take a tattoo.
Would have been late last year and early this year.
Oh gosh.
Hope Unfiltered podcast with Pastor J and Ren.
Knowing how to tell authentic is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Find it, match it, search it. Step 1. Find the style number on the tag. Step 2. Match the style number inside the jersey with the number on the tag. Step 3. Search it. A quick Google search of the style number will verify the jersey is authentic when the search results match the jersey being searched. Don't be fooled by counterfeit jerseys. Before you buy, remember to find it, match it, search it.
Fan Zone, 2 locations nationwide. Center City Mall, Chaguanas and Movietown, Port of Spain. Nationwide delivery available.
This is 10 questions. I'm Andy Johnson. The distance from where we should be in the world in going forward on our commitments with climate change.
The effects of climate change that cannot be accounted for. It's called loss and damage, and we're seeing loss and damage happening so much more in this decade and the previous decade.
The principal term there was this question of the correspondent banking issues.
That is why we're trying to build capacity with this country here, Trinidad and Tobago, and other countries in the region. Man is not showing any signs of stopping or even slowing down. More than half of the forest in Trinidad is already gone.
All the plants and all the animals and all of the nice clean water and fresh air and everything had to be on this planet for humanity to have a chance.
We have small change when it comes to countries that can take decisions, and when they speak, the world listens.
The General Assembly is a very democratic forum. And Trinidad and Tobago has the same vote as Canada, in spite of the obvious difference in size.
Good morning and welcome back to AM Prime on WESN. So, from living in Belmont Hills we come, from places far and near. And this Saturday, those places include some of the best school steel orchestras in the country, gathering right here for a true musical celebration. So, I'm going to get into it, but as a proud Providence alum, I know how deeply music runs through our school's culture, and the Provi QRC Steel Orchestra is one of its brightest expressions. Today I'm joined by Chriselle Gorin, principal of Providence Girls Catholic School, and Jamon Peters, a student of Queen's Royal College, to talk about the Magnificent 7 Invitational Schools Pan Clash. Good morning and welcome.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you, Jada. Good morning, Naomi. Good morning. And I just want to say happy Steel Pan Day to you and to our nation. It's a pleasure to be here, even more so to see you this morning.
It's a pleasure to have you, wanted to have this moment. Okay, so my first question would be to you. For those who don't know, how did the Provi QRC Steel Orchestra even come about?
Well, we have a nice long rich history at this point. We came together late 2013. And primarily we came together for Panorama. QRC and Providence at the time were 2 schools looking to take part in Panorama, and we didn't quite have the numbers. Each of us were around 25 at the time, and to be a Panorama powerhouse, you needed to have 50. That's what we look at. So through the principals at that time, Mr. Simon and Mrs. Ojomark, your former principal, we came together. And we entered Panorama 2014, and we won that first year with Pan in Danger. Yes, yes. And you should have been in school by that time, yes? I think you would have remembered that. And we stayed together as a Panorama band primarily throughout the years, all the way up to, I want to say, 2023, 2024 there, where at that time I would have taken over. Mrs. Mark would have retired in 2020. All right, so I took over from her, and with Mr. Simon we would have started discussions about where do we go from here. Both of us, and living on Miss Mark's dreams as well, had an aspiration for the band that went beyond just Panorama. So we got to thinking, we got to planning, and we came up with a number of things. One of those things was a tour, which we did in 2024. That was quite a success, quite. Coming up from that tour was the emergence of our stage side group, which Jimon is now part of.
Congratulations.
As well as about 25 other students, and that's a year-long Pan group. So we don't just play Pan for Panorama anymore. We still do that. That's our big thing. But we also do it throughout the year. And one of the activities that I would say was Mr. Simon's brainchild, Mr. David Simon, principal of QRC. And when he put it to me a couple years ago, well, immediately I gravitated to that, because that fit in well with our personal goals for the band and our objectives as the band. And he wanted to have this inter-school invitational Pan competition. And hence the Magnificent Seven Invitational School Pan Clash was born. So what that is, do I continue?
Yes, that would have been the next question.
Okay. Taking over your interview.
No,
stop me.
It's yours, it's yours.
All right, so what that is, it's an inter-school event. Now, you know, Panorama is the inter-school Pan event. All right, but aside from Panorama, it was found that there aren't too many opportunities for schools to come together in that sort of healthy competition. And that is what this is. It's an opportunity. At this point, we have 6 other schools invited. And I guess we could flash that out a bit later, but we have 6 other schools invited, and Public QRC is hosting, so that's how we get the 7, Magnificent 7, and an ode to the Magnificent 7 around the Savannah. And they would be competing on August the 23rd from 1 to 7 p.m. at QRC in I want to say this is a different level of competition. It's a different competition experience. I mean, not say level. It's a different competition experience than what Panorama is.
How so?
How so? We have 2 segments of the competition. The first one, the 6 schools do a test piece and a song of their choice. And they are judged based on that. And then we have another segment where there's going to be a genre clash. So the 6 schools have been allocated different genres, R&B, maxi dub, I'll leave it there, come and see the rest. And they are going to play against each other. And the judges and the crowd, that's why I have to come and see the rest, because the crowd will play an important part in that as well, get to decide who's the winner of that genre. So these 6 schools have the opportunity to win at 2 levels of competition, the first one and the second one. Probably QRC, we are hosting. So we're not taking part in the competition, but we will be there. We will begin, we'll be there through, and certainly we'll end. This is not an event to be missed.
Of course, it doesn't sound like it.
So how were the participating schools selected to be a part of this, or was it by interest?
It was by invitation. We wanted to get schools from around the country. Certainly we wanted north, of course, that's important, but we also wanted to get east and, well, south. So we did invite some schools. Those who were able to take part at this time agreed and came on board. We had a lot of schools interested, but because it's in the vacation, is that awkward time when students are out of school.
Yeah.
So that is how we were able to get those other schools.
Are we hoping this is an annual thing?
It will be biennial. Next year we have our signature concert, Steel at Sunset, which we had last year. And that also goes towards our tour. So we'll have that again. And then 27, we come back again with this.
Beautiful. So, Mr. Peters, what is it like being part of a school orchestra that's also a collaboration between not just your school, but another one?
Well, first joining Provicacy, for me, it was interesting, of course, because I'm meeting, well, I was in a boys' school my whole life. So now mixing with the girls, it was different. It was fun, a nice experience. And meeting a lot of people, some others more musically inclined than myself, and it was a fun experience, learning, meeting new people, of course, so that's good.
And the principals would have kept you all apart, because I remember it was very strict, like, you guys know how to act, okay, it's just a boys' school. I remember when it was like...
Yes.
Still like that, but the collaboration really has become easier and more comfortable over the years. You know, we really are a Provicacy family by now. So it's easy when the new ones come in to fall into that pattern that the older ones have set in place.
Can you walk us through, and either of you can answer this, I guess we can get the two perspectives, you know, the preparation, the process going into organizing an event at this large scale with all these different schools and, you know, hosting, obviously, you all have a very vital role in the functionings and all the happenings. So can you just tell us a little bit about how it's been so far preparing?
Well, my role would be less involved than admin. They'll be doing all the background work and messaging sponsors. Like, we're proudly sponsored by Subway, grateful for that. But on my part, it's really just being there at practice, getting everyone that's part of the band, you know, focused to get the music and work efficiently, and reaching out to people. Like last night, I was talking to a friend. She was saying she'll call her friend to come, and I say, no problem, I have your tickets. So it's just really getting everybody excited for it. I am eager for it. It's going to be a lot of music. We have Latin, R&B, and I love music. So I'm sure everyone will enjoy it. We have 7 schools. We have San Juan North, Presentation College, San Fernando, Bishop's Honesty High School, Port of Spain, St. James Secondary, Belmont Tranquility Secondary, St. Francois Girls. I think that's all, yeah.
Wow.
Okay, you're probably really good at school because you memorization on point. Yes. On point.
Yeah.
So for someone who's never been to, I'm not personally me, but any viewer out there who's never been to a panorama or maybe something like this, how would you describe the energy of the event?
God. Panorama, I love it. I love it. It's similar to Carnival. It's an entire experience as itself. Like, I do not want to miss any more panoramas. I want to play for every single band. Like, that's how it gets me. Like, when you hear these steel beats, it's just a certain vibe it gets. You know, the music brings out a certain love and energy.
Purely local.
Sorry?
So it's purely local. It encompasses all of our different you know, backgrounds and celebrations of life.
Literally.
Yeah. Even if you're not a person who's a fan of steel pan, I think most people can appreciate it for what it is.
Yeah. I mean, seeing that you have such a passion for it, can you tell us how does a steel pan orchestra, you know, especially one like this one where you have this close relationship and this bond with your teammates or your, is it teammates?
Yes.
Yeah. So how does it shape your personal development and your experience in school so far?
Well, that makes me reflect because, well, I'm graduated. I graduated this year. And it is entirely different when I first joined because I was rather to myself, more reserved. But now, as I say, Provicacy really is a family. I could go there any day with practice and just enjoy myself. I don't think there's any particular bad blood, any disconnect with members. But of course, because we're so close, you know, you'll have a little bickering here and there.
Brother and sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is nice. And I don't know, I look forward to almost every practice day, meeting people that I'm familiar with and enjoy being in the company. So
that passion is unmatched and it comes through, you know, very easily. So
Sure. And what I want to say, Jimon, is if you could share a bit about your various stateside experiences and the tour. Because Jimon is one, so we had practice yesterday, Saturday.
Yes, Saturday.
We had practice Saturday, and our awesome arranger, Miss Kimberly St. Clair, who does all the music for the band and is really I want to say she's the heartbeat of the steel orchestra. Because if it wasn't for her talent, we couldn't be where we are. All right. So anyway, we were just observing the kids, and Jimon is there with his pan, eyes closed, just immersed in the music, and she's showing me how caught up he is. And you know, it's moments like that that really make we won't talk about all the hard work. I know you asked, but it is a lot of hard work. It is a lot of admin work and reaching out. But all of that it makes sense when you see them at practice. So I don't know if you want to share a little bit, because we had a number of stateside experiences coming back from the tour. I think I counted about over 30, Jimon.
Really?
Over 30. But,
well, as you said, we had a lot of experiences. So we went on a tour to Washington, D.C., Maryland, right? That was last year. It was amazing. I'm forever grateful for that experience and for all the persons involved and the blessings from God. You know, get to experience all kind of stuff in the States. And then this year, we had a lot of gigs. We performed for ZTV. That was last year.
That was coming straight out of the tour. We had a ZTV performance, and then birthday party, and then and then we were on the road this year for Kiddies Carnival with Baltimore Kiddies Band. So that was an awesome experience.
It was so many, but that's the thing, because it's so fun. I honestly didn't realize it was like hard work. It was, but it didn't feel that strenuous, you know.
Yeah,
felt with it.
Yes, it was fun.
So what was it like being stateside, you know, completely Trini in a non-Trini context?
Oh, well, different culture you're exposed to. I personally find it's okay, everybody enjoys it differently, but where I'd be moving to the music way more, they would just have the little bop, which is so good. I'd rather enjoy the music, but I like, you're standing up. I just like, you know, but it was really cool because they're still amazed by the instruments. Some people come and say, what is this instrument? And they come in to hit it up. And I just said, you'll make them play a little note, and it's really fun. And some people completely confused in what it is and will just be looking perplexed. But it was, you could tell that the music reached them in the same sense.
Freedom looks different, especially here compared to there. And I know that with how they are there, we probably need to kind of get them to open up a little bit more. So you touch their lives, I'm sure. Because a lot of people, when they come to Trinidad, they're like, oh, it's so free here, it's so different here. So our culture can kind of come off and how they do things now.
What do you hope that the audience members would take away from an experience like this? I mean, it sounds like it's going to be, just out of this world, kind of. Because I've been to Panorama probably once, right? And it really was I would say life-changing experience for me, mainly because as a Trini, I've always been told that Pan is something that, you know, you have to experience. And once you do that, you kind of get the full essence of what our culture is and what it represents. And it really does give you that warm feeling inside. So something like this, and then, you know, with it being schools especially, the young, you know, young talented hands just playing something beautiful. You know, what do you hope or expect audience members to take from this?
Well, first, all that you just described, you see that joy, that is what we want them to take from it. That's the main thing, the joy of the Pan. Why we are doing this, aside from what I mentioned before, to give opportunity, we really want to, as educational institutions, we want to develop. You want to develop the youth. And what we have seen with what we would call the Panyard model, what has been called the Panyard model, is the steel pan can be used for youth development, and you don't just get the ability to play notes out of it. They learn a lot, all right? They learn discipline, they learn collaboration, creativity, they learn teamwork, they learn family, as in our case. And it does help them too in their schoolwork because it helps them focus. So by providing an opportunity for these schools to come together and engage, yes, we are first and foremost looking at development, but we're also looking at them just having fun. Understanding that the steel pan is an opportunity where they can express themselves, that they can find something to be passionate about, and just, as Jimon does all the time, simply enjoy. Is also an opportunity for healthy competition and getting together. Panorama is a rush. You push your pan on the track, you play, you push on stage, you don't really get to interact with the others. And this is an opportunity to really interact with these 6 other schools and just enjoy the national instrument. For the audience, well, hopefully everybody's hyped up about it. I think this was a slow, I don't want to say slow, a quiet pickup event, if that makes any sense at all. We were there, we were advertising, and then all of a sudden the ticket sales, at least with the adult tickets, are going. Each of the students, they're helping with selling tickets, but I'm hearing, can I get, keep some for me. So we sit back and we look at this event picking up speed, and we appreciate that those in our community, those in our country are appreciating what we are doing for the PAN and what this event would be about. So when they come on Saturday, the 23rd, from 1 p.m., they're coming to be excited. They're coming to be exhilarated at what these different schools are offering. They are coming to enjoy our culture, and they are really coming to just have fun in our Provicuasi PAN community.
Yes. So competition aside, what is there anything else that the audience or persons attending can expect out of this event?
Well, we will have some giveaways. We do have some door prizes lined up.
No self-use tickets. Yes.
We have some of our corporate collaborators. They would come and they would have their booths, and they will also do some snack giveaways and other things. We're still working on those. All right, so they also can engage in that experience. Of course, we have drinks and eats on sale, of course. It's not a cooler event, but they can walk with their chairs. We will have some chairs, but feel free to walk with your chairs. So if by chance all this steel pan and you still feel to sit, you can sit on your chair. But really, we're looking at you moving around to the different tents when we have them playing, and just really enjoying that experience with us.
So onto the competition side of it, I wanted to ask, is there, in terms of, so we have these 6 different schools. Is there a theme that how to put it? Is there a theme that each school has to stay within for a category? Like, can you just explain to us the competition itself?
All righty. Well, first off, let me touch on the Mag 7 a little bit. It's not quite a theme, but each school has been assigned a different Magnificent 7 building. And what we have been doing, and our Miss Kimberly Sinclair has been organizing that. She has been doing some reels. So the different schools, we have been putting out reels with the different buildings. So we are educating as well, a little bit about all the different buildings, Amber's House, Rumors, Solmeyer's Castle, and then each school band or school group, because Tranquil, Belmont are their combined group, they have the opportunity to talk about themselves a little bit. So I've been doing promotion via education, or education via promotion, right? So each school is assigned that, and they may do something when they come to reflect that. We haven't gotten into that. That's entirely up to them. We are, of course, QRC, the I'd be biased if I say the main Magnificent Seven. The first on the line, the Magnificent Seven. So of course we're QRC. All right, and we embodied that one. In terms of the first segment, now we wanted this event in August. We wanted this event in Steel Pan Month. We also wanted to do an event close to Independence Day, coming up to Republic Day, because we always felt we wanted to do some nation building in that. So our first song, the test piece, is a nation building song. I won't say which, come on here. All right, and they will all play this nation building song, and they will play another song of their choice. We didn't confine it to soca, although that would be most enjoyable because that's my favorite, but we didn't confine it to soca. So the bands do have a little bit of leeway there in selecting what their second song would be. And
in that first song, are they able to rework it, make it their own, do an arrangement of it?
Well, we sent the music for the test piece, but of course in executing that piece, each school will have their own little flair and how they do it, and how they approach the phrasing of everything and all of that. So,
will there be any performances at all by Public QRC?
Yes, of course, most definitely. So we are hosting, so we have to be there. So we start the show. All right.
Start the show and close the show.
We start the show, we end the show, and a little thing in the middle in between segments. And you're going to hear a lot of diversity in our music. Jimon mentioned Latin, he mentioned R&B, reggae, what have you. We try to throw in a little bit in every event we do. So we will do that, and you will certainly get a good show from us. And then in terms of the different genres, remember the second segment, we have those schools partnering in a clash. So you will hear medleys of R&B, maxi dub, and those kind of things. It's maxi dub. What is maxi dub? Naman, J-dub. Naman.
I had to ask, I was like, do I Google it afterwards?
No. So I feel in the age. So when I was going to school, we would name the 90s and so, all right. The songs that you play, so what we say, dance hall, okay. So long time we would say dub. And you go into school in the maxi, so it's maxi dub. There are just some songs you have to play. Some artists, Buju,
Jamon, you knew that?
Beanie Man, and,
New knowledge to me.
Come on.
No, at least we got...
Supercat.
No.
Oh, God. Go on Google after. Or just come. Just come.
Just come.
Yes, come, and you'll get a little introduction. You know about maxi dub, right?
No.
Side eye.
Maxi dub.
But now that I know more about it, because we still have a Providence group chat of our class, and I know that we're going to get a team, and I'm going to push everybody to come out, because it would be so great. Like, we've been looking for a place to have a reunion. Why not?
That's a great start, and then we take it from there.
It'll be absolutely perfect.
So you'll message me for tickets.
For sure. Any final words to any past pupils, parents, and supporters and so on?
Simply, Saturday, August 23rd at Queen Joy College grounds. It starts at 1 p.m. The Magnificent Seven Invitational Schools Pan Clash. Be there. All roads lead to KRC. It will be a performance.
We have the adult tickets at $150, and student tickets are $100. But on the day at the door, those adult tickets would be, well, you come in for $200. So it would be wise to organize your crew now and be there.
It sounds amazing. Again, I'll just recap. It's happening Saturday, August 23rd at the QRC grounds, featuring 7 powerhouse school steel orchestras. Public QRC would be leading the event. Bishop Annesley, St. Francois Girls, San Juan North Secondary, St. James Secondary, Belmont, Tranquility, and Presentation College, San Fernando. Tickets are available from the participating schools, and you do not want to miss it. All in agreement?
Yeah, I think y'all have me sold. Hearing everything, I do want to be a part of it. I do want to come on and see what it's about and just how everything is executed. It's
I feel like I'll come as a viewer and also media.
Oh, lovely. So we see both of you there. What was Lita?
Curiosity.
Beautiful, beautiful.
If it's one thing I just want to mention, like when you look at the schools, especially Curiosity, you all tend to be so proud. And I think it's incredible because when I was in school, well, all my brothers went to Curiosity, and they were all, I mean, growing up in a house, I have 3 brothers of Curiosity men, was just, I think it was overwhelming. It was very overwhelming. They were all very, y'all are so proud, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think, but everything y'all do, y'all have the same, it doesn't matter what it is, y'all have the same, just the way y'all execute it, the way y'all show up for it, you all have the same finish and
passion.
Yeah, the same passion. It doesn't matter if it's sports, if it's music, if it's academics, it's the same thing. And you know, I wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.
You all always do incredible things. So.
And even on that, Curiosity, but also Providence.
Yeah.
There is a magnificent spirit amongst the girls, amongst the school. And I just want to take a moment to big up Providence because you don't usually hear too much about us, and that's a good thing because we're not in the news for anything bad. It's always for something good. And I just wanted to big up my school because it is a great school. It's a school that taught me music, that made me fall in love with music. It was absolutely paramount in my life, and I just wanted to put that out there. It's not just Curiosity, but also Providence. Probably Curiosity. All right, so thank you both for coming on to AM Prime this morning.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Of course.
It was great.
And you guys will hear more about the Probably Curiosity Magnificent 7 Invitational Schools Pan Clash later on today in our program Breakthrough. We'll be having the principal of Curiosity come on, and a Provis student will be joining them to talk more about the event on that program. So if you're a Breakthrough fan, then stay on for that.
Yeah.
So our quote of the day, we like to end the show with a quote. I wanted to ask any of you guys if you have anything that you say to yourself daily, some sort of just word or affirmation,
something positive.
Yeah. Well, we have the Probably Curiosity motto. We will say this before any performance. So, with precision and quality, we execute. That's good.
Precision and quality, we execute. That's it reminds me of like ninjas. No, but that is absolutely beautiful. I know that last week I would have given the quote, make each day your masterpiece, but I feel like it's fitting.
Oh yeah, no, they go, both of
today
them go hand in hand.
As well.
I like that. I like that a lot.
It's a quote by John Wooden. It's short. Usually we like to be lengthy, but it's very short. Make each day your masterpiece. Beautiful, beautiful. So thanks again for coming on the program.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
As you know, you can always engage with us on WESN TV, WESN CC, or you can WhatsApp us at 682-9376, 682-9376.
Yeah, all right, guys. So thanks for joining us again. Stay tuned for Talking Point on the hour of 8 o'clock with Sean Michael Small. And stay safe, stay inspired, stay informed. We'll see you back here again tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.
Bye.
WESN.
KDM Health Limited says, test yourself for STDs in the privacy of your own home. Our self-help test kits for all STDs are available at our wholesale office in Chaguanas. Call 283-1423. Visit our website at www.kdmhealthtt.com. or email us at kdmhealthlimited@gmail.com to place your orders. Available at all health institutions